Have you ever pondered about the sources of your strength and faith? Welcome to a conversation that delves deep into these fundamental aspects of our existence. Faith and strength, they're not just abstract ideas, but rather, they're the pillars that hold us up in times of turmoil. They're the bedrock of our resilience, the foundation of our courage. Imagine the majestic mountain, standing tall against the onslaught of the seasons, unyielding, unbroken. This is strength. Now picture the sunrise, a daily miracle we often take for granted. The sun, a glowing orb of fire, faithfully rises each day, casting away the darkness. This is faith. These two elements, faith and strength, are intertwined in a beautiful dance. They're the driving forces behind our triumphs, the guiding lights in our darkest hours. As we embark on this journey, remember, faith and strength are not just concepts, but pillars that hold us up in times of turmoil. In the Bible, Psalm 18:2 reads, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress." A powerful verse, it brims with symbolism and deep meaning. Let's explore it further. This verse is found in a Psalm of David, a man who knew all about the trials and tribulations of life. He faced giants, both literal and metaphorical, yet he found strength and solace in his faith. Through this verse, David shares his profound understanding of God's nature. When we think of a rock, we imagine something solid, stable, and unchanging. It's a foundation, something we can build upon without fear of it shifting or crumbling beneath us. This is how David views God, as a firm foundation in his life. He knows that no matter what happens, God is constant. He is a steady force that will not falter or fail. Then, we have the fortress. A fortress is a place of safety and security. It's a stronghold, a place where we can find refuge in the midst of chaos and danger. It's a sanctuary where we can rest and regain our strength. So, when David refers to God as his fortress, he is saying that God is his sanctuary, his place of safety. God is where he goes when he needs protection from the storms of life. Together, the rock and the fortress create a powerful image of God's character. They show us a God who is strong and dependable, a God who provides safety and security. They remind us that no matter what we face in life, we can find strength and protection in God. However, it's important to remember that this verse isn't just about God's character, it's also about our relationship with him. It's about recognizing God as our foundation and our sanctuary. It's about trusting in him, leaning on him, and finding our strength in him. This verse encourages us to see God as our rock and fortress, our ultimate source of strength and safety. Through this verse, we are invited to draw near to God, to find our strength in him, and to rest secure in his protection. Nature, in its grandeur and majesty, often mirrors the profound messages found in Scripture. Let's take a moment to contemplate the might and majesty of a mountain range. Picture in your mind the towering peaks, dusted with snow, the rugged cliffs, and the verdant valleys. Such a scene is not just a feast for our eyes, but it also holds a deep spiritual resemblance. The mountain, in its profound stillness, teaches us much about strength. It stands tall and firm, enduring the harshest weather conditions, the fiercest storms, and yet it remains unyielding. Its peaks reach towards the heavens, as if in a silent prayer, echoing the words of Psalm 18 verse 2, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress." In the same vein, our faith and strength are akin to that of a mountain. Just as the mountain withstands the trials of nature, we too stand undeterred in the face of life's trials and tribulations. It's our faith, much like the mountain's foundation, that keeps us grounded and resilient. The reflection of nature in Scripture is not just limited to the physical strength of a mountain, it also encompasses the serene calmness of a forest, the rhythmic ebb and flow of the ocean, and the radiant warmth of a sunrise. Each of these natural phenomena resonates with the spiritual messages embedded in Scripture. The forest, with its tranquil silence, mirrors the peace we find in faith. The ocean, with its constant motion, reflects the enduring nature of our belief, and the sunrise, with its warm glow, symbolizes the hope and renewal that faith brings. So the next time you find yourself in the embrace of nature, take a moment to reflect. See in the strength of the mountain, the calm of the forest, the perseverance of the ocean, and the hope of the sunrise, a reflection of your own faith and strength. As the mountain stands firm against the elements, so too does our faith stand firm in the face of life's challenges. How then do we take this verse from Scripture and apply it to our daily lives? This query might be lingering in your thoughts as we contemplate the profound verse from Psalm 18:2. "The Lord is my rock and my fortress." Let's begin by deciphering the verse. The rock symbolizes stability, reliability, and a firm foundation. We can interpret this to mean that we should view our faith as a rock, unwavering and steadfast. The fortress, on the other hand, signifies protection and security. This implies that our faith can serve as a safe haven, a sanctuary during times of trouble. Now, how can we translate this understanding into our routine existence? Let's break it down into practical steps. Firstly, view your faith as a rock. This means standing firm in your beliefs, even when circumstances challenge them. Like a rock, your faith should be the one constant in the sea of life's uncertainties. When you feel adrift in the turbulent waters of life, hold fast to your faith. It will provide you with the stability you need to weather any storm. Next, consider your faith as a fortress. Life will inevitably hurl challenges and difficulties our way, but as the verse tells us, faith can be our fortress, our place of refuge and safety. When life's tempests rage, retreat into your fortress of faith. Allow it to shield you, to provide you with the security and protection you need to face these challenges with courage and resilience. Furthermore, trust in a higher power. This verse reminds us to place our trust in the Lord, our rock and fortress. By doing so, we acknowledge that there is a power greater than our own at work. This trust can be a source of comfort and reassurance during times of upheaval and uncertainty. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles, that there is a divine force guiding and supporting us. Lastly, find strength in your faith. The verse speaks of the Lord as a source of strength. In much the same way, our faith can be a wellspring of strength for us. It can empower us to face life's difficulties with courage and determination. When we draw strength from our faith, we are able to confront and overcome the challenges that life throws our way. Therefore, applying this verse in our daily lives involves standing firm in our faith, seeking refuge in it during times of trouble, trusting in a higher power and drawing strength from our faith. It involves viewing our faith as both a rock and a fortress, a source of stability and protection. By embracing this verse, we can find a wellspring of strength and faith within ourselves, and in doing so, we can navigate the stormy seas of life with confidence and resilience, secure in the knowledge that our faith is our rock and our fortress. In moments of quiet reflection, we often find the most profound understanding. This is a truth I've found to be a constant in my own journey of faith and strength. It's in those moments of stillness when the world seems to pause that I've found the deepest resonance with the verse, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress," from Psalm 18:2. There's a particular memory that comes to mind, a time when I found myself standing on the precipice of a major life decision. The weight of the choice was immense, threatening to topple me over. It felt like standing on a shaky ground, every step uncertain and fraught with potential disaster. In the midst of this turmoil, I remember retreating to a serene forest, a place where I often found solace. Surrounded by towering trees, their leaves rustling in the wind like a whispered prayer, I found a moment of quiet reflection. And in that silence, the verse came to me, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress." It was as if the words had been etched into each tree, carried on the wind, and whispered in the rustling leaves. The verse resonated within me. It was a gentle reminder that I was not alone, that I had a sturdy foundation, a fortress in the face of my fear and uncertainty. It was a source of strength, a beacon guiding me through the storm of my insecurities. In that moment, the verse became more than just words. It became a lifeline, a tangible source of faith and strength. I realized that my fears, my uncertainties, they were like waves crashing against a rock. And just as the rock stands firm, so too could I. The Lord was my rock, my fortress, and in Him, I found the strength to face my fears and make the decision that had seemed so daunting. This personal reflection on the verse transformed my understanding of faith and strength. It wasn't about being unshakable or invincible. It was about having a solid foundation, a safe haven amidst the storms of life. It was about finding solace in the knowledge that no matter the trials or tribulations, there was a steadfast rock, a fortress that would never falter. And so, each time I find myself in the midst of a storm, I remember that serene forest, the rustling leaves whispering the verse, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress." I remember the strength I found in that moment of quiet reflection, and it bolsters me, giving me the courage to face whatever comes my way. In our own reflections, we can find personal meaning in this verse and discover new layers of strength and faith. This understanding, this personal resonance with the verse is a testament to the power of personal reflection. It's a reminder that in moments of quiet reflection, we can find profound understanding, strength, and faith. As we conclude our journey, let us take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've traversed the beautiful landscapes of faith and strength, exploring the depths of their intertwining roots. We've witnessed the majesty of nature, with its serene forests, majestic mountains, and radiant sunrises. These scenes have served as mirrors, reflecting the profound truths couched in the biblical verse, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress." Psalm 18:2. In this verse, we've discovered the essence of reliance, the very act of placing our trust in something greater than ourselves. It's about finding stability in the rock, a symbol of steadfastness, of unchanging reliability. It's about seeking refuge in the fortress, a symbol of protection, of safety amidst the storms of life. But how does this verse translate into our everyday lives? How do we apply these ancient words in a world that is constantly evolving and changing? We've delved into these questions, grappling with their implications and seeking to find practical applications for them. We've learned that finding our rock and fortress doesn't necessarily mean looking for a physical sanctuary. Rather, it's about identifying the constants in our lives, the unchanging elements that provide us with a sense of stability and security. It could be our faith, our family, our values, our passions, or our purpose. These are the rocks upon which we can build our lives, the fortresses that provide us with shelter when the storms of life rage around us. We've reflected on our personal experiences, considering how these principles have played out in our own lives. We've shared stories of faith and strength, of trials and triumphs, of doubts and discoveries. Through these narratives, we've seen the verse come to life, becoming more than just ink on a page, but a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit. And now, as we stand at the conclusion of our journey, it's time for us to turn our reflections inwards. It's time for us to consider how this verse resonates with our own experiences, how it speaks to our own struggles and aspirations. So, take a moment to ponder on these truths. Reflect on the rocks and fortresses in your own life. Consider how they have provided you with a sense of stability and security, how they have sheltered you in times of strife. Reflect on your own journey of faith and strength, considering how these principles have shaped your path. Remember, this journey doesn't end here. Instead, it continues with you. It continues as you carry these truths with you, applying them in your daily life. It continues as you discover your own rock and fortress, as you find your own sources of stability and security. So, as we part ways, I leave you with this encouragement. Continue to explore the landscapes of faith and strength. Continue to seek out your rock and fortress. Continue to reflect on these truths and their implications for your life. May you find your rock, your fortress, and in it the strength and faith to face whatever comes your way.